Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another amazing episode of Manic Mondays with William and Alyssa. Today, we have a treat for you because we're doing another book review because everybody loves book reviews. We're reading Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle.
We read it already.
We read it, yeah, and now we're going to discuss it. So
a little bit about the author.
If you don't know who Chuck Tingle is, we'll get into him a little bit. From his Wikipedia page, I'll just read the intro to his Wikipedia. Chuck Tingle is an author, primarily a niche gay erotica. His stories mainly take the form of monster erotica, featuring romantic and sexual encounters with dinosaurs, imaginary creatures, anthropomorphized inanimate objects, and even abstract concepts. He self-publishes his works through Amazon, primarily as ebooks, but also paperbacks and audiobooks. So this is Chuck Tingle. Nobody knows his real identity because he always has this like pink burlap sack on his head. And so, yeah, he writes some interesting books. So Alyssa and I made a list of like we had to narrow it down to 5 of our favorites.
It was very hard.
Difficult to do. If you look at his Goodreads profile, he has over 500 books that he's written.
That's crazy. If he can make 500 books, we can write one, William.
Like, what does he do? He just sits at home and just writes all day?
He's like, what can I put in my butt today?
There's no way I could write a book. And it's so crazy, like, reading these titles and all these crazy books he's written, because this book was actually really good.
It was.
It was really good. And I was
it
like,
was so good
like this?
that I got my nails done.
Yes.
Chuck Tingle nails.
Some Chuck Tingle nails, some Bury Your Gaze nails. It was good.
The Lord giveth and he taketh. We lost one.
She lost it.
And then I almost didn't do this now, but that was the whole point of the book, so I got shamed.
She almost got rid of
the gaze.
The gaze. She almost buried the gaze on her nails. So Chuck Tingle's known for writing these fucking weird sexual books about like people having sex with like random things. So here, well, let's start. I'll go first. The first one that I wrote down as one of my favorites is this one, and it's called My Macaroni and Cheese is a Lesbian. Also, you
have to read that book. Oh no! Wait, it didn't make my top 5. Never mind, it didn't make my top 5.
And then like
it was on my list though.
The covers are all just like bad photoshopped like covers. It's like genius. It's amazing.
Hey, just so you guys know, I have headphones on, so you can't hear this until I say something.
So yeah, Macaroni and Cheese is a lawyer. I love macaroni and cheese.
That shit made me laugh hella hard when I saw that one. I was like, no freaking way.
Okay. So I'll put that at number 5.
Number 5. All right, my number 5 is Space Raptor Butt Invasion. The trilogy.
The trilogy.
But this was the first one. All of this didn't make my list, and it's a little off topic, but all the Tingler books, like
it's called the Tingleverse. The Tingleverse.
Like how it's like unicorn tinglers or like Bigfoot tinglers. That shit made me laugh hella hard too. All the tinglers. But the Space Raptor Butt Invasion series really caught my attention.
There were some really
my number 5.
The next one I put here is Not Pounded at the Last Second because consent can be given and revoked at any moment, and this is a wonderful thing that is important to understand.
How considerate.
Yeah.
How wildly considerate, Chuck Tingle.
Yeah.
Good for you.
He's a real one. He knows what's up.
My next one is is pounded in the butt by my handsome sentient library card who seems otherworldly, but in reality it's just a natural piece of priceless resources our library system provides.
Okay. My like number 3. Okay, this one is called. He has a few. It's called Donald Trump pounded in the butt by a handsome Russian T-Rex who also peed on his butt and then blackmailed him with the videos of his butt getting peed on.
I'm not going to touch my phone. I'm so excited to read my next one.
Okay. It says, but the name is Donald Trump. Donald
yeah, he like changes names of like celebrities and shit.
Yeah. They blackmailed him with videos of his butt getting peed on.
Give your brother half. Share half with brother.
Oh my gosh.
My number 3 is President Donald Loch Ness Trump pounds America's butt. You can't see it.
He's a Loch Ness monster for some reason.
The Loch Ness, Donald Loch Ness. Does it remind me of? Can I get Tree Fitty?
Yeah, he's a giant Loch Ness monster.
You're not a Girl Scout. You're not a Loch Ness monster.
Yeah. It's a classic episode of South Park. Classic. Okay.
I'm glad we each found a little humor in the Donald Trump.
Yeah. And there's so many good ones. It was really hard for me to narrow it down to 5. I had 11 at first, and I was fully prepared to talk about all 11 of them. I'm glad I was able to narrow it down to 5.
All right, now we're going to do some pictures. I'll move it over. You can click on your picture.
Top two.
Oh, yeah, top 2.
Yeah, you go first with your all
right. It's gonna take us a second.
I can see it already.
Sentient sour cream and applesauce bisexually give me off for Hanukkah because the latkes are gone, but my ass is still here.
I didn't see that one.
What's your number 4 or number 2?
Okay. I put living inside my own butt for 8 years, starting a business and turning a profit through common sense reinvestment and strategic targeted marketing.
So he doesn't make the stuff with AI. This is just Photoshop.
It looks like Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are these models?
He's been doing this shit like before. It's got to be just like
clip art.
Yeah. It's just like some free like model shit that you can get for free online or something, you know.
All right, drum roll. Here's our number 1s.
Okay, yeah. What's your favorite one? I want to see. I'm sorry. Oh my god. The classic. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay. Why is this one your favorite?
It's like so simple, and everybody knows like the original. So when I scrolled by it, I was like, "No fucking way!"
Oh my god. Okay.
Not her with the eye patch.
My number 1. I put another just like I feel like classic. Pounded it in the butt by my own butt.
Not by your own.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. That's our sense of humor right there.
Anyways,
I think Chuck Tingle is a genius. But like after reading, like, because I had like known about him and these books for like a while, but like after reading like an actual book by him, like it was a really good book.
It was good book,
really
and there are
good.
some like really valid points in this one too.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, it was like well written. I like the entire thing. But yeah, Chuck Tingle, he's just like a very interesting guy because you could see like on like a lot of the book titles, it says like Hugo Award nominee. Hold on, it's on his YouTube or not, it's on his Wikipedia page. So like the Hugo Awards is like this like it's like a awards for science fiction books. Okay, seamlessly back into the episode. So like you'll see like on like a few of his books it says like Hugo Award nominee, and the Hugo Awards are like these science fiction awards, and they're like a pretty like big deal and like for like legitimate like science fiction novels. And so like I guess as a joke, kind of this like far right group online nominated a Chuck Tingle book for the Hugo Award, and he like made it through, so he was like actually nominated for this like an actual real award for science fiction. So now he puts it on all of his books. Which is pretty fucking crazy. So I guess we'll start talking about the book now.
Okay. The main character of the book, his name is Misha. He's in his
Yeah.
mid-30s, and he is a screenwriter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a screenwriter in Los Angeles, and he writes like he's known for making like horror movies, but he's also like writing this science fiction TV show. It's called Travelers. And he's gay. He's gay, but he's not like out to his family.
He's
gay.
Hollywood he's gay, not Montana gay.
He's half in the closet, half not in the closet. And his plan for the season finale is to finally have like the two like main characters to come out as lesbians and be together romantically. And he goes and he like, oh, he's also nominated for an Oscar, right? That's a big deal too. He's nominated for an Oscar, so he like everyone's talking about him and he's all popular, and he has this like super popular TV show, and he wants them to be gay and in love at the end and be lesbians. And then he goes and he has this meeting with like one of the people, and they're just like, nope, can't do it. You can't have these gay characters. He's like, they're like, you can make them gay and kill them off, or they got to be straight, one or the other. And they're like, if not, like, you're in breach of contract. And Misha's just like, no, I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that. And the guy keeps saying, what's his name? Jack?
Yeah. Jack Hayes.
You have to do it for
the HBS producer.
HBS, yeah. It's like they're called Herald Brothers, which I feel like it's like supposed to be like Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I refuse to do that. And Jack Hayes is like, well, like, you're going to get sued. And he's like, I'm going to write my finale, and they're going to be gay, and I'm not going to kill them off. And then, like, after leaving, there's like this like creepy old man who's in the parking lot because he's at like the studio, and there's like this weird creepy man, and he's this old famous actor, and he's just like a creep to all these like women and sexually harassing people, and he's like sexually harassing some like employee on the lot, and then as he's doing it, a piano falls on him and kills him, and the blood goes everywhere, like right in front of him. Because Misha goes and confronts him, right? Misha's like in front of him, hey, dude, stop doing that. That's not cool. And then a piano falls on him and he dies. It's pretty crazy.
Rightfully so. He didn't make it to the municipal slaughterhouse.
Unfortunately, that meat would have been tough anyway. He was old.
Raymond Nelson.
I don't want that old man jerky. All right. So then what happens after that?
He goes home to what I imagine being his super hot, openly bi boyfriend Zeke.
Yeah, how do they describe Zeke?
I don't know.
I remember like long hair and just like tall and like
Oh,
muscular.
long hair. I pictured
Right?
him like the guy from
thought
Grease.
I
I pictured him
think they
like.
said that he had long hair, like to his shoulders. I think they said something like that. I pictured someone almost more like a less muscular like Jason Momoa.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I was picturing in my head.
Yeah. I kind of want to reread the book now too.
Yeah,
Now that I like know more.
yeah. But he has his
Okay,
boyfriend.
Zeke. His style's rugged and unplanned. He can usually be found in a simple jean jacket and a graphic tee combo. Zeke. Oh, his name's Ezekiel Romero. His hair's long and his face is constantly covered in stubble that never seems to grow or recede. Okay, I can see the Jason Momoa thing now.
Yeah. And he's like a chemist for a cosmetics company or
Yeah,
something. Basically,
yeah.
his boyfriend's just this like perfect man with no flaws.
As he should
Literally,
be. As
he
he
just
should
like
be.
throughout the entire book, he's like the MVP
So
basically.
supportive, so
Yeah.
loving.
Even though Misha can be kind of like a annoying.
Misha's kind of a dick,
He
honestly.
is. He is
Misha's kind of a dick.
kind of like self-centered. But and then we meet his friend Tara.
Oh, his
His
bestie.
bestie Tara, who I loved. She was like my favorite character. Did you like her?
Yeah. I
She
love
has like
like
this
all
like
the style she's like described in like the stuff she's wearing.
yeah. She's like super quirky and wears like crazy like bright colored clothes and stuff, and has like white hair at the beginning, right? Just like white hair, and she's asexual. That's her thing. She's like
And she's like the IT chick for like all of
yeah.
HBS.
She's super smart. She keeps telling him that he needs to put his phone on airplane mode because she says when you're like on the property, the HB Harold Brothers property, that like they like download all your information off of your phone. So she's like, you got to put your phone on airplane mode. And he's like, yeah, whatever, Tara. Okay, you're paranoid. But spoiler alert, she's not paranoid. uh, yeah, and so then what happens? Oh, and so then like then they go out, right? That's when
Yeah,
they
they
make
go out
their
and party. Yeah.
yeah. And then okay, you what happens?
They go out and party, and then they're like drunk, stumbling in the alleyway to go back like their normal way home. And there's a guy standing in the alleyway, and he's like, "You got a light?" And at first they were kind of like, "What the fuck?" And they're looking, and he was like, "Wow, that's some really good costume." And then he just assumes that because he's nominated for the Oscar, one of his big fans is dressing up like one of his monsters.
Because the guy is like dressed up as
The
the
smoker.
monster from one of his movies, one of Misha's movies, horror movies.
Yeah.
He's like tall and wearing like a blue shirt, no, a blue like suit,
Yeah.
and they said like
He has no
big
eyelids,
eyes,
no
no
eyebrows.
eyelids, yeah, and he talks but his mouth doesn't move.
But so while they're in the bar, some chick goes up to them and is like, "Hey, oh my god, I'm a fan. My name's Alice." Blah blah. And then after she leaves, Tara's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "That chick's not named Alice. Like, I remember her from another show."
Yeah,
And
she was on a
then
reality show. She's on a reality show.
yeah,
She's like, it's not Alice.
and so she was just like, "That's weird." So then the smoker asks for a light, and if you don't have a light for him, he haunts you, and then he haunts you for 5 days. And so he goes to reach in his pocket because he always carries matchbooks around. Should we just talk about why?
Yeah. They go
Because
into
when he's young, his uncle always wants him. He just yells, "Light!" Oh my gosh! His uncle
there's
always
like
wants a light for his
there's like
cigarettes.
a few like chapters where there's like flashbacks to Misha's childhood, where it's basically just like traumatic events that happen to him, like because he's gay, like as a child. And one of them is like he's left to stay with his uncle because his mom goes out of town, and his uncle's just this asshole who smokes all the time, who always asks Misha for a light to light a cigarette for him, and he always made Misha light his cigarettes for him. And in the chapter, what happens? He finds out Misha's gay because
he was on the computer. He gets on the computer and he's like, let me teach you how to delete your history. And he's like, no. And he finds out Misha's looking at shit, and then he's like, all right, don't worry about it. I'm not going to say anything. But then he leaves for a few hours and comes back with his girlfriend and was like, here's the deal. I won't say shit, but you're sleeping in the car and I want the place to myself. And so Misha slept out in the car for 5 days, freezing cold. Like,
until his mom got home.
But that chapter made me want to quit smoking alone. The way he describes the smell of the car and the way his uncle and all that, I was like, "This is disgusting."
Yeah. So Misha like created this like villain character, and it's like obviously created after his uncle and his like childhood trauma. Should we just talk about all the trauma chapters while we're at it?
That's the only trauma I really remember.
You don't remember the one where he goes to his friend's house?
Oh yeah,
finds them
for his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh no, when they kiss.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like a scene where he's like 14 or something, and he lives in Montana, and he goes to his friend's house, and he brings him like a box of chocolates and like a movie or something, a box of chocolates and a book, and they're like sitting, and his parents are all in bed, and then they like kiss on the couch, and then the older brother comes downstairs and sees them basically, and then he like makes the kid like punch Misha in the face, and Misha runs out and just like sleeps in the woods.
Which the kid comes back later at the high school reunion.
Yeah,
his name's Richard.
Richie.
Richie. Yeah.
And then there was the other scene of like him, because it goes back. There's like a flashback to him like being like extra young, and he's obsessed with a TV show. Where like he's convinced that the main characters are gay, and he's convinced at the end they're gonna like end up together, but then they like cop out at the end and they end up not being gay, and Misha's like super disappointed, and his friends are like, he likes the show because he's gay, and Misha's like, no, I'm not.
And he like cries and runs off. It's like on his birthday too.
Yeah.
It's like on his birthday.
Like 3 like flashback chapters, and they're all really depressing. But then, back to the thing. They encounter the smoker. The smoker attacks him after 5 days, and when he gets you, he gets your bones and grinds your bones and then smokes your bones. That's the thing, right? Yeah.
No, why 5 days? And they're like 2 days sooner than the ring.
Yeah. And so Misha doesn't have his matches, which he always has matches on him. And he's like, what the fuck? I always have matches, so he doesn't have a light. So now the smoker's like, you know what? 5 days, motherfucker. So now the smoker's coming after him. He's coming after him. And, but he was also like, it was like he was talking to them through like the car radio or something, right?
Yeah. His mouth was still, and then he would talk like through the radio.
Voice was coming through the car radio. It was pretty creepy. Pretty cool. Would you watch that movie? If that movie was real, The Smoker.
The way they described like how they pull the bones out of the back was kind of gross.
Yeah. Would that be like a Tubi movie, or would that be like a Netflix original?
Where was Skinamarink on? It'd be a Shudder.
Shudder. Yeah, it would be a Shudder for sure. And then he goes home, and weird shit happens at home, right? Oh, because he's with Tara. So now they're both like cursed by the smoker. So then weird shit happens at both of their houses. And they're like, they just think it's a stalker. They're like, oh,
like someone's knocking in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then he comes back to his he goes back to his room, and there's a pile of ashes, and his boyfriend's like, I'll take this to the lab and see what it is. Like,
oh, yeah.
But it wasn't cigarette ashes, and he's like, what the hell? But why didn't he see that it's like what it was, you know?
What do you mean?
Like, he put it underneath the microscope.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it have been like...
They did. He said what it was.
Oh, like what it was made out of.
Yeah, it was like metals. It was like heavy metal. Like, and they
Okay.
listed what the metals were. I don't remember what they were, but he said that he was like, these are like things that are used in like microchips and like computers. These metals, and he was like, so maybe it had something to do with your phone. Oh, because they find ashes in his phone. Like, oh, that's
By the nightstand.
yeah. Because then they find ashes in his phone too. Remember when
Oh
he gets
yeah.
like confronted? He gets confronted by the smoker. I forgot his name. They get confronted by the smoker. He also gets confronted by like another one of his characters, which is called uh, Mrs. Y, Doctor Y.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Mrs. Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Misha's like he goes to his reunion in Montana. He's still not out in Montana. He sees Richie. Richie won't talk to him at all.
I'm gonna slow you down right there.
Yeah.
So he goes to his class reunion without Zeke. So at the last minute, he's like telling Zeke like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I didn't know," and he was playing like he didn't know till the last minute, so Zeke wouldn't go with him because he's not fully out. But Zeke, of course, is the perfect supporting, loving boyfriend.
Of course.
And so he goes to this reunion and he's like, is Richie here? You know, and he finds his old goon squad and they're sitting there like talking shit, you know, and then that's actually like way back here in the book because there was like a big point like that I really appreciated there. He's talking about like they're like, oh, the one guy's being an asshole to him, and they're just like, oh, damn, this is like really far back here. Hold on, I messed up. It's up here. So he's telling his friends, he was like, you guys want to hear a ghost story? I'll tell you a ghost story. Because they said, I forgot how it started. Hold on, I dog-eared it. They were like, why would I want to go see a horror? Like, why would I want to go watch horror movies? Like, it's the guy Seth. Seth's being an asshole.
Uh-huh.
And why would I want to go see that on screen? Because they're talking about how sex sells, but horror doesn't. And Misha's like, you know what? Like, yeah, sex is great, but the same goes for fear. You don't want to feel fear all the time, but it's like a muscle that needs to be exercised. There's scary things in the world. That's just a fact. And if you pretend like they're not all around us, you're in for a rude awakening. Horror offers a chance to recognize this truth and explore dark places in a safe way. Like you can freak yourself out, but you're like at the movies, you know?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, you guys want to hear a ghost story? And they were just like, yeah. Because then Seth kind of chilled out. And like he was just like, yeah, you're right. Like, whatever. And he was talking about long ago. I'm not going to read it, but basically there was a chick who lived in a basement, and everybody who lived in the basement ended up dying or getting scared and moving out. And finally, this guy named Dan moved in, and Dan like didn't see her or hear her because he never heard the ghost stories. So like because he never heard the ghost stories, he wasn't afraid. Like he wasn't afraid. And so it said Dan said he had a pretty scary dream. Dan dismissed the danger because he didn't listen to the stories about Annie. If he had, maybe he could have pieced together what was really going on. Horror stories aren't just things we want to see, but they're things we need to see. Night of the Living Dead isn't really about zombies. It's about racism. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is littered with pro-vegetarian subtext. And They Live is more about rampant consumerism than aliens. But ghosts aren't real, Seth argues. He wasn't really in danger. Zombies, Leatherface, and Space Invaders aren't real either. But racism, factory farming, and unchecked corporate greed are. And then he says he lets this point settle for the moment. Like, they're bigger points. Like, it's not just about watching. I mean, there are some that are pretty dumb just about watching, like, slashers. But, like, he's trying to argue, like, the art of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I love horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
We should one day, maybe next year, for next Halloween, do a favorite horror movies podcast.
Yeah. For sure.
So then he like leaves, and then he has this awkward moment with Richie where Richie like won't even like talk to him because they're like both outside waiting for like rides basically, and Misha tries to say hi to Richie. Richie just like won't even acknowledge him and gets in the car and drives away. And then like that's it for Richie. We never see or hear from him again. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so then Misha's flying back home, and as he's flying back home on the plane, he looks behind him, and there's like another character from another one from his TV show, and she's called Mrs. Y, and she's basically like an alien, and like she like walks slowly and like touches you, and it's like if she touches you, she like gives you like all the knowledge of the entire universe, and it's so much that it like drives people crazy basically, and then they just like
starve to death.
Yeah, they just like fall on the ground because they just like they're like there's nothing. What is it? What are they? They're like there's nothing. Like it's meaningless, and then they just like stop eating and they just like get really depressed. And she's on the plane, and she's like, how do they describe her? Like really, really
like,
tall,
like
thin,
flat blonde hair.
Yeah. It was like big eyes or something. It was like
with two pupils.
Yeah.
That way she looks like Spider kind of.
Yeah. And she's like a few rows behind him, and she's just like staring at him. And she like stands up and she's like trying to touch him, and she like touches the guy next to him, and the guy next to him just like falls like over and just like.
Oh, she has razor sharp teeth.
Oh, razor sharp teeth. Okay, yeah. So she's scary. She's a scary bitch. But then the flight attendant comes up and tells her to go back to her seat, and I guess like part of her
she has to follow rules.
Yeah, she has to follow rules. So like part of her like alien species is like they have to follow rules, so she has to go back to her seat. And so then like she gets up again. He like runs to the bathroom. He locks himself in the bathroom. She's standing outside the bathroom. She like almost touches him. She touches one of the flight attendants. That flight attendant's just like fucked. She's like on the ground. She's like acting crazy. And then like somehow she goes back to her teeth. Somehow Misha's able to avoid her. He like goes to his house. At this point, he has that other fucking shit with the smoker. They like see each other at the restaurant, and other people see him and record it.
Yeah, they're like they go out to breakfast, him and Zeke and Tara, and they're talking. And all of a sudden, the smoker shows up in the front of the restaurant, and he's like calls him on the phone, and Misha's sitting there arguing with him on the phone, and people start recording because they see the smoker too, and they're just like, "Oh man, this is freaky."
Yeah, and they're talking, and Misha's like having like a breakdown. He's screaming at the smoker, and the smoker's just acting creepy, and everyone's looking and recording, and everyone posts it online, and then like, and Misha's like famous because he's like a famous like director, so it goes viral. And also, we forgot to talk about like, give me some of that. We forgot to talk about part of like the studio at his job. Also, one of the nominees for like best actor is an AI actor, so it's not a real person. It's like just like artificial intelligence actor, and he's nominated for an Oscar, and so it's like controversial. So they get into AI as well, which I thought was interesting because while we were reading this book, I saw multiple posts on Reddit, and that's like an actual thing now. There's like an AI actress. Look at it. Her name is Tilly Norwood. If you look it up, and on Wikipedia, it says Tilly Norwood is an artificial intelligence generated character created in 2025. Norwood's debut work, AI Commissioner, was criticized by reviewers.
Here, give it to me.
Yeah, but it's like looks like a person.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy. So it's crazy because this book came out like what 2022? I think
not that long ago.
Yeah. And so they talk about this like AI actor in this book, but that's like a real thing that's happening right now. Like,
That's wild.
yeah, we just read this book about it.
Everybody,
Huh?
just don't mind me, everybody.
um. So yeah, they encounter the smoker. Misha's going viral because people are recording his freakouts. So they think it's a stalker or like a group stalking, and so the like studio gives him security and
At his house.
at his house.
And on the airplane after Mrs. White touches those people, they just describe it as like an unexplained illness. They're brushing it under the rug.
Uh-huh.
And
because then videos of him on the plane start going viral too. He has
and Jack is all excited because the numbers are going crazy.
Yeah,
he's getting really popular.
Yeah, the Oscars are coming up here soon. People are saying that he's like a drug addict. He's on drugs, and he's just like worried because he's like, I have 5 days left, and he's worried because the smoker's after Tara too, his best friend. So he's like, oh no, we gotta like save each other.
And he goes for a walk to clear his head, and he sees this tiny little black lamb. And the little black lamb is like sick, and he's like, oh shit, it's another one of his monsters that he wrote. And so he was like, what the fuck? Because he knew it wasn't a sick little lamb, because if you get close to it, it does some like Demogorgon shit.
Yeah. It's some fucking like
your head
Cronenberg off. Fucking The Thing shit. Because eventually it attacks one of the security guards.
And they're like, we just seen a man get his head eaten off. This isn't fake. Because for a while he was like, oh, it's just some fake like shit, whatever. And then he noticed, he's like, oh man, this is like for real. Like, this is like scary as shit.
Yeah.
And so he goes and confronts Jack.
Like, for real.
He confronts Jack and he's like, dude, this isn't cool. Like, you need to chill out. Like, I know you guys are doing this. And Jack's like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I don't know, chime out. And so then he ends up following Jack. He's like, this guy's lying. And so he follows him to this.
Well, because Jack does kind of say, like, he does kind of get real with him a little bit.
About the board.
And he's just like, stop, like, asking questions, you know. And he's just like, it's out of my hands. And he keeps saying the algorithm.
Oh, yeah.
The algorithm. You know, and he's like, I'm serious. And so then he follows Jack. Because he knows, because then at that point, Misha like knows there is like something going on, and so yeah, he follows Jack to like some like weird building somewhere. He sees Jack having a conversation on the phone, and he's like yelling and screaming and arguing with someone. Jack like goes to this building. He has to like put his thumbprint in to get inside. And he's in there for a while, and Misha's just like sitting there like watching from afar, like, and then he comes out. And he's all like kind of like beat up and disheveled, and he like runs back to his car, and then he takes off like hella fast. And
then somebody comes out and is following him.
Yeah, but the other thing too was the AI actor was like a recreation of an actor who had already died. That was the thing. It was like an actor who had died, and they basically like recreated this actor in like an AI role. And that AI was like, well, that was what was nominated for the Oscar. And so, like, Jack runs out, he gets his car, he drives away. And the person that comes out is the
Enzo, the AI guy.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, the dead actor, the AI guy. So then the AI guy, like, leaves the building, and Misha's like, what the fuck? He's like, this is supposed to be artificial intelligence. Like, what the fuck is going on? And follows them. He follows them, and he sees that like Jack is like crashed in like this ditch, and he like it's like nighttime, and he's walking out to the woods, and then he finds him, and Jack's like tied to the tree, and Enzo the actor is like, it's not even like Enzo, it's like the character from the movie, and the character is like some like Italian mobster. And basically, he's like hella mad at Chuck. He's hella mad at Jay. He's torturing him. He's like already cut his tongue out. He's like broke his legs. He's mad because he says that Jack spent a bunch of money. and didn't make
Okay.
like as much as he was supposed to. So he's just out there, just like torturing him, and Misha's like watching because Misha's like friends with Jack, but like even though Jack's like his boss, and he's like, "Oh my god, I gotta help." He kind of sits there for way too long. Like I feel like he gotta like
He hella does.
too long.
He's like, oh, now that all of his limbs are broken, his tongue's cut out and everything, I should probably go do something.
Broken, and then he starts like cutting off his fingers. Okay, and he cuts off like at least one already. And then, like, okay, and then Misha's like, I guess I'll help now.
He like goes to grab the gun or whatever, and then he. How does he kill Enzo or like kill Enzo?
It's like a pipe or something, right?
Oh, the tire iron.
Tire iron. There you go. Yeah. So he's able to run up on Enzo, hit him with a tire iron. Blood splurts out everywhere, and then he goes and he helps Jack. Jack's obviously not going to make it. Obviously, like.
I was like, fuck Jack, let me follow this guy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, because he disappears into the
dust, and the dust like tornadoes and like heads back to the fucking like building where Jack put his like thumbprint on, and so then
Misha cuts his finger off.
Yes,
goes to the lab and uses the finger to get into the lab, and he has the gun that Enzo left behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he has the gun. The gun.
This part was funny as shit to me though because sorry, it's like kind of late. I'm hungry, guys. This part was funny because he goes in and there's a security guard, and he's like, every time Misha like does stuff, he picks a role and he plays the role, and he was like, all right, I gotta play the role. I gotta like make the story.
I'm the hero. I'm the hero, right? Yeah.
So he becomes a crazy Christian.
Oh yeah. Because he's like, I gotta like have him like convince him that I'm like crazy, that he might actually die. Yeah.
And he was like, "What's the craziest thing I can think of?" And he's like, "A Christian."
Yeah. Where he's like, the world is gonna end. Which, remember a few weeks ago when all the people online thought the rapture was going to happen? And then it didn't happen. And then, like, no, nobody's talking about it anymore.
They just put their tail between their legs. There was one guy that was like, I was like, you should make t-shirts because he kept calling it getting raptured. It's like, you guys can get raptured.
You think he would get raptured?
No.
You don't think you're a good person?
I mean, I'm a good person, but I struggle with my faith,
I feel like
I think I'm an average person.
I feel like good people would get raptured.
Even if you like kind of struggle with your faith?
Yeah. You tell me only Christians are getting raptured? I
mean, I probably still wouldn't get raptured. Yeah. I stress people out just to stress them out. I make poor choices. I say mean things sometimes. I don't know. I think as a whole, I'm okay. I'm kind of a dick too, so.
Yeah, you're not a bad person.
I'm kind of slow, and so like sometimes my mouth is ahead of my brain.
Purgatory. Have you ever seen The Good Place?
No, but you keep telling me it's really good.
Oh my gosh, it's really good.
I should watch it.
Yeah, basically she like dies and she goes to the good place. And she's like, is this heaven? And they're just like, well, I mean, like, and then everyone just calls it the good place. And like, there's also like, you find out there's the bad place too that people can go to. And then, like later, a couple seasons later, you find out there's actually like the medium place or something like that you can go to. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
That's you should watch it. Yeah. So it is heaven then. The good place is heaven?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So he breaks into this lab, and he goes in there, and he's like, "Open the door!" And he gets the security guard.
Of course, security guard like has no idea what's going on. He's just like some probably fucking like temp or something.
And he like gets him to open the door to the lab because he was like, "What's going on in here? What is this building?" And he was like, "I don't really know. There's like a lab or whatever." Because he's like, "Where is everybody?" And so they open the door to this lab, and there's this huge tank and a couple scientists, and he was like, "What the hell is this?"
Desk and computers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is where they reveal that like it's just a big cloud of just like dust in the tank that's just like swirling in the air. And then like they reveal that like it's not AI, it's actually just like billions of like tiny nanobots that are all just like forming together to form like this like solid object and like make it look like a person or whatever the character is.
So then he finds out that the characters, the smoker, Mrs. Y, all that, have been created, but escaped the tank because usually
Yeah,
they're just supposed to act and work in a tank, but somehow this like entity had escaped the tank and is like manifesting into shit in the real world.
and they can self-replicate. Yeah. And like um it can basically turn into anything that is owned by
HBS.
yeah, HBS. So like any of their characters. So like all of Misha's characters, a bunch of characters. They revealed that the Alice who took like the matchbook was a character. They revealed that like because so like the person who overheard them talking, Jack and Misha was like one of them too, and like uh there's also like a couple weird chapters where there is like the nanobot version of Misha is from his point of view, but he like doesn't realize he's like a nanobot version. So it is like almost like AI though in a way because it's like told from his point of view, and like it doesn't really go anywhere though. He ends up
Yeah.
dying by
Yeah.
Miss Y or whatever. So they figured out what it was. He goes back to the house. Zeke and Tara have both got by Miss Y. She's gotten to them. They're on the ground. They're just like,
The security,
this. Oh yeah, the security, and then the security gets killed by.
the lamb.
No. The other two security guards. It's like the woman and the.
Oh yeah, the bride or whatever.
That's who is the
In
bride.
the
Another
car.
character.
Yeah.
And she just like goes and she kills two more security guards, right? And Miss Y goes in, she fucks up Zeke and Tara. Misha finds them. He's like, "Oh no, what do I do?" How does he save them? I don't even remember.
So then he figures out that he has to go to the Oscars and come out to the world, and that's how he saves them.
Yeah. He goes to the Oscars. Oh, and as he's going to the Oscars, he gets like poked by somebody or something, and it turns into this like big giant parasite that's like forming inside of him.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
And he has to like
This
yank
book
it
has
out
so many things.
through.
Very Slither. Very Slither.
Yes, yeah.
This book has like so many like things in it where it reminds me of a bunch of different other books. Or like other things, movies. I cannot believe though how he describes. Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it because that's at the end.
Okay. And so he ends up getting this thing out of him. He's like bleeding everywhere. The smoker's there. He's like about to die, and he ends up winning the Oscar. And he like somehow like gets like the strength to like go up.
His love for Tara and Zeke.
Yes,
That's how he got the strength.
Yeah. And he goes up and he accepts the award, and he like makes this big speech about how like he doesn't want to see any more like gay tragedy or anything, and wants to like just like have like what else was it?
That was basically it. And he's like, a lot of you don't know this, some of you do know, but just for everyone to know, like, I'm queer.
Yeah.
And so he comes out, everyone's like freaking out, like, hell yeah. And then he passes out or something, because next thing you know, he wakes up like in a storage room or something.
Yeah, he's been all bandaged up by somebody.
Something. Yeah.
And
so he runs home.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tara and Zeke are okay. And they're just like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. That was crazy. And he was like,
you think it's all over?
And so he's like, all right, well, let's go to, they go to work like normal. And that's when it's
Yeah, they
like,
just go back to normal. But like weeks later, they both got like paid time off, like a shitload of paid time off.
yeah,
So they go back, and when they go back, like everything is different, and everything
everything
is like
is
really gay.
very gay.
Everything is very, very like over the top gay, like stereotypically gay.
And they
And
get
it's
to
just
meet the new boss.
who is just like a gay stereotype. Like that's exactly what
And
he
he
is.
notices when the boss stands up from the couch, there's like a little pile of the metal, like the ash or whatever. So then he's like, this is all like these nanobots, like it still
Yeah,
isn't
it's all
over.
nano. And he's like, this is just like what the nanobots have like put together as just like what they imagine. Because after Misha gives his Oscar speech, it's just like this big thing, and then everyone's just like making gay shit now because now it's popular, and so like the studio's just like cashing out on it, and so they're making everything gay, and so that's what they're telling Misha. They're like, it's not gay enough. You need more gay. You need
And
trans
like
people.
when he's in the office, I don't know if I can find it fast enough, but when he's in the office, he describes this couch where it's like a rainbow couch with some words on it, and he was like, "This is how I know it's fake because not even the gayest people I know would own that fucking couch."
Yeah. It's very much just like the picture of how like straight person views.
Oh yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
He's like, "This
uh,
is like a straight person's depiction of what they think queer is."
yeah. And so he's like, shit, like the nanobots are still out. Like now it's like somehow worse than it was before. And he's like, we've overcorrected. We need to fix this. And so him and Tara and Zeke form this like plan to go.
Well, him and Tara meet up in the mountains. And she
Uh-huh,
was like, you know how I know that nobody followed us? Because I picked it. Because I actually shut my phone off. So I know that we're alone up here right now. And they come
yeah.
up with a plan.
Yeah, because Tara's like a tech genius, and she basically comes up with this plan to like somehow they're able to upload a virus into the computer that's gonna like
Kill
disable
all
all
the.
the nanobots. And so they go through this big thing. They go in there. The nanobots form into Enzo. The guy he's like talking to. Oh,
That
then
comes
they see
into
the Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. They're
And
talking.
and Zeke like pretends to sneak a USB in a
Yeah,
computer.
yeah. It's like
But that was just like a distraction from what Tara was really
yeah,
doing.
because then the nanobots are like, I know what your plan is. I know that Zeke was plugging this thumb drive into the computer. That computer's not even real. The computer was actually nanobots. Everything is nanobots.
Not
And
this
then
one, the other one.
Tara's like,
This has caffeine.
actually, we were distracting you. And like she like has her phone on, and it's like since like the studio is like downloading people's data, she like installed the virus on her phone, so then like it downloads the virus, and then it
And a big
disables.
thing was that she's asexual.
Yeah,
Was
she
when they
makes a
come
big
back and
point
everything
about
is really queer. She talks about like they have queeros and like stuff
yeah,
like that. And
yeah.
she said there's no human asexual characters in popular media are there. And then she goes, in fact, I checked the HBS copyright banks, and guess how many heroes I found? Zero. Asexuals have a terrible representation, and that fucking sucks. But right now, I'm glad that you have no idea who I am or what I'm capable of, because because you still have no idea. I did this. I don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah. Tara
Tara
saves the
saves
day.
the
Saves the
day.
day because she's asexual.
But what?
And it says she saves the day because she's asexual. And then all the nanobots are destroyed. And it turns out that like half the city's nanobots
It's
apparently.
just so
The nanobots
crazy.
been out. And then there's a happy ending. Zeke and Misha are like having like a watch party at their house.
Well,
Oh,
this.
but also there's like a part at the beginning too where Misha goes to his friend's house, and she's having a birthday
Oh
party.
yeah, Blossom.
Yes, yeah, and she's like working on this documentary about like queer tragedy, And so, like, at the end, when he's meeting with the super gay, Jack's replacement, the super gay one, he's like, we're not making gay tragedies anymore. So we told her she has to stop making it, and she refused to do it. And then she fell down the stairs. And so, like, they're, like, kind of, like, threatening Misha. Yeah.
You better make it gay, but not too gay.
And
you better not kill him.
And it's like the season finale of his show, and it's like this big happy ending.
Well, when they're in the back and all the nanobots start dying, the building starts crumbling, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And like you already said that, like half the city was made out of And they like pull him out, and he's like, he thought he was a goner, and they pull him out. It's fine.
Because like the building itself was nanobots too, I think.
And like the trees, and they're on the pile. They're on top of the pile of all the nanobots, and they're looking around. The three of them, all covered in the shit, and they're looking around. And all of a sudden, the trees and the buildings and the roads and stuff are starting to disappear. And they're just like, "What is happening?" And they're just like, "Holy shit!" But then it cuts to his like happy ending, like what William's talking about. They're at his house. Him and his boo are booed up. Everybody he loves is there supporting him. And the season finale comes on, and the characters are up. What are they? Lexa and Naomi from his show. And they finally kiss, and everybody freaks out, and then the book ends.
Yeah. It was a nice happy ending.
It was a good book.
They did not bury the gays. Literally, the gay almost got buried. He could have literally buried.
Almost, yeah.
It
wasn't what I thought.
I was not expecting nanobots at all. That was like the last thing I was expecting. I thought that maybe Zeke was involved somehow. Yeah. But then, like, after, like, the Mrs. Y thing happened, because at first I was like, what? Like, some weird, like, shit from the studio, who knows? And then, like, the Mrs. Y shit happened, and I was just like, what? I was like, so there's some, like, supernatural shit? And they explained it in the book, but I don't remember, but, like, how is, like, Mrs. Y able to touch people? Why do they act like that if it's just nanobots? Because it gets into their brain? Because they did say that there was like...
Oh, like how do they get their actual powers?
Like, yeah, like how were the people able... Like, why were they acting like that if they were just touched by a bunch of nanobots?
That's true. That's a good point.
I feel like they explained it, but I don't remember.
I'm going to read this book again.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
It was really good.
Nanobots.
I was surprised.
I had no idea. Like what,
and it touched on like deep things, like real stuff.
Yeah. It had those like chapters that were like depressing, but it was like well written and like it was really good,
well rounded. The ending was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was scary. The like villains were scary. The smoker was scary. Mrs. Y was scary.
Can we go back to the part? I want to go back to the part because there's a word in there that almost put me in my grave because sometimes when I laugh too hard, you know what word I'm talking about, right?
I don't think so, no.
Jack's like, dude, you gotta knock it off, otherwise you're gonna be writing for some other boring studio, and you're gonna be writing about earthquakes, some gay earthquake or whatever, and then Misha goes, Girthquake? And he's like, you can make anything gay. Misha's like, earthquake? When I first read it, I was like, oh my god. No, it was a good book. I give it 4.5 out of 5.
I would agree. 4.5. Yeah. It's just like, and now it's like so weird just looking at those other book titles.
Right? Because this book is like so
good. Yeah.
I mean, it's not normal, but it's like very good.
Yeah, I would very much recommend it to anyone who wanted to read a horror. Like
when we first start reading books, William's always ahead of me. And he was like, did you read it? And I was like, yeah, I read a couple chapters, whatever. And I was not expecting it to turn into what it turned into. And then I couldn't stop reading it. And I was like, this book is so good. Mm-hmm. The next book that we're doing a review on is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to read this with us, the review for this will come out
next month.
Yeah, sometime in November.
Sometime.
And then you can talk about it with us on our live.
Yeah, I'm about half. I'm a little over halfway done with it now. This next book, it's good. It's really good. I really like it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it when we review it.
Well, that was a
Yeah.
good book. If you guys have any
Uh,
questions, we'll be on
Chuck
live later
Tingle,
this week.
The Interesting Man, would recommend. Email us, post comments.
Where's our email? We have like a little banner.
Yeah. Where was it? Where's the banner?
Uh,
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not in this studio. So earlier, William was making a joke because we did make a top 10 horror movie one. And I came in here and I deleted some studios and I deleted out a bunch of our videos that we had already recorded. So growing pains. I've also moved my microphone away from my mouth. The only thing,
Yeah.
the only
But
other
see,
thing. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go.
I'm gonna have to start recording when the kids are asleep or not here. Like during the days that you have off, like during the day when my dad has Olin and Atticus is at school, so I can like focus a little more and not be distracted by so much salami and like their drink requests or the fact that my baby's a nudist.
Yeah.
But thank you for growing with us and thank you for sticking with us. And we hope
Yes.
that this inspired you to read the book, even though we told you all the spoilers already.
Uh-huh.
But it's a good
It's
book.
still worth it. It's still worth the read. Let us know if you have any other recommendations for any books. I think that's it from us. Bye.